There's a question from Yael from Florida. She says, with all the anti-Semitism that's going on, please elaborate on what it means to be the chosen people. I think it's a very good question, because from what we've been talking about so far, it seems that the whole world has to unite, meaning, we see crises everywhere, and we see that we have a need for unity all around the world. So what does it mean to be the chosen people? Chosen to do what?
That's a very good question, Yael. When Abraham discovered the power of unity, he wanted to make all the Babylonians know about it and implement it. He discovered a way by which to overcome the alienation, the hatred that was thriving among them, and that they could not maintain the solidarity of their society. Eventually, of course, as we know, Babylon dispersed. It took them a few centuries to do that, but eventually this is what happened. Today we see it even worse. But that created two trends in reality. One is a trend of disunity and growing alienation, each to his own. And one trend is the trend of the Israeli people to unite above the growing differences, above the growing hatred. In other words, not to ignore it, but to rise above it and create unity. And they improved on their method until they developed a complete method that we now call Kabbalah. Ever since the writing of the Book of Zohar, it's been known as Kabbalah. But it's basically a method to enable people to unite above their growing egos. Moreover, it's a method that uses the growing ego positively as a means to enhance unity. Now, what happens when you enhance unity is that you become similar to the force that creates reality, and by that you understand how to manage your life. Now, 2,000 years ago, the Jewish people lost its ability to rise above the ego and maintain unity. That caused the ruin of the temple and the dispersion of the Jews throughout the world. Anti-Semitism, at its core, is a grudge against Jews for not teaching people how to unite. Because at that time, when Abraham discovered it, the Babylonians weren't ready. He also couldn't disseminate it to that many people because he was forced out of Babylon. But the need for it is always there. It provides a method by which we can control our lives and make them good. This is why anti-Semites always say Jews are to blame for all the troubles in the world. Because once you don't understand the world, you don't understand the most fundamental power of reality, then of course your life is going to be a mess. If you're trying to drive from New York to Philadelphia blindfolded, you're not going to get there, no matter what. You're going to have accidents. All it takes is for you to open your eyes so you can see the road ahead of you and you'll get there. But the only ones who had their eyes open were the Jews. 2,000 years ago, the Jews lost that ability. But the unconscious sensation that Jews hold a secret remains in every non-Jew. And the secret is the secret to unity, to how to attain it. So just imagine that you have this feeling in your gut that there's this person here who knows something that's vitally important to my existence and who's keeping it away from me. He's not letting me know that thing that is so important to my life. how would we feel about that person? This is the essence of Judaism. Think of Mel Gibson's rant when he was stopped a few years ago. Jews cause all the wars in the world. Exactly. By not providing the key to rise above disunity. But Jews don't know that they have this power. So, what's required now is for Jews to learn about this power and to disseminate it, just as Abraham did all those years ago.